everybody was talking about the economy and affordability, which, by the way, valid. We need to be considering what affordability means, in my opinion, to the 18 to 29 years old. We got to get that part right, 18 to 29 years old, because they're coming out of college and they have to go get a job, have a family, have kids. If they don't, they're not going to want to have kids. Our birth rate is going to drop. But let me read this to you, and Tom, I'm coming to you first with this story. Trump boom. U.S. economy grows 4.3%, fastest in 2 years, smashing expectations. The Commerce Department said U.S. domestic product, the GDP, the government's official economic scoreboard, rose at a seasonally and inflation-adjusted 4.3% annual rate in the third quarter. The report on the July through September period was delayed due to the shutdown. Today's blockbuster expectation-smashing GDP record report is the latest proof that President Trump's America First trade and economic agenda continues to turn the page on the Biden economic disaster. American consumers are spending and American exports are surging. White House spokesman Kush Desai said President Trump built the greatest economy in the world in his first term, and he's in the process of doing the same thing all over again. Americans can count on benefiting from a historic economic boom in 2026. Gross domestic product is a broad measure of the goods and services produced across the economy. Economists had expected the economy to grow at 3.2% after the second quarter's 3.8% growth prior to the inflation adjustment and economic growth at an 8.2% rate. Real final sales to private domestic purchasers, a slice of GDP that some economists view as a clear measure of the health of the private sector, grew at 3% annual rate, up from 3% in the second quarter. This suggests that demands from consumers and businesses remain strong and gathered a bit steam over the summer. Tom, thoughts on this?
Well, I'll tell you, there's some good news here. You know what the good news here? Hidden in what you just said. Not really hidden, but it's among the list that you just read. Exports are up. Whoa, exports are up. Who's selling to who? American companies are selling to others, to citizens of other countries, and are selling to companies in other countries. So when exports are up, that means there's more people for the U.S. economy to sell to. And when you look at that, guess what that means? That means the tariffs weren't inflationary. The tariffs were, guess what? A crack in the door. At the beginning of the year, I made a prediction, and I said that tariffs will be more tactics than they will be taxes. And that came true. The inflation did not go up, and the economists are, hey, you know what? The economy actually went up. The inflation didn't jump up on the tariffs. That's right, because they were tactics to open markets wider to the American business. And that's exactly what leadership did. And I'm not sitting here saying everything is perfect, but I'm saying that the GDP growing faster, and then you read in there that exports are up. You go, wait a minute. Tariffs are working. The other guy turned his tariffs down, opened the doors for U.S. business. That is good. The other thing is that the American consumer is spending. And there's also a correlated analysis here, Pat, was economists right now are saying that the chance of a recession next year is dropping. And if you look at things like prediction markets, I think there was something on Kalshi recently that said they thought there's only like a 23 toward, for not they, but the collection of people that are putting their opinions out on Kalshi consolidated was 23% chance of a recession next year. Oh, wait a minute. Inflation's going to be terrible. The sky's going to be falling. We're going to have recession next year. That was the Democrat narrative. And I think the White House, just like on crime, needs to make the point here. You have a job because your company shipped things to consumers overseas. Your job and your raise was tied to that. And Americans are buying more. This is a good sign of progress, but we got to keep the hammer down on it.
Good feedback. Adam, your thoughts?
Yeah, exactly. Tom nailed it on the head here. The chances of a recession, I believe, just came out in Kalshi. I said that to you, Humberto. Next year in 2026, I've now reached an all-time low of 25%. So congratulations to Howard Lutnick, to Trump, to everyone that's basically working on the economy, from the even Fed chair down. And we know how Trump feels about Jerome Powell. But this is, I don't know if this is considered dynamic growth, but this is strong. This is a strong indicator of where we're headed for 2026. I know, PBD, you've said 2026, get ready for the greatest year of our lives. We're all expecting it. What I would love to see this trickle down to, from this macro sense, is to personal GDP, to real wages growing, to your savings rate going, to your debt going down, to go from a debt to a saver to an investor. It's no secret you can't save your way to becoming a millionaire. But if you just take a little slice of the American dream and you believe in capitalism and you start your 401k, you get out of debt, you start your Roth IRA, you actually participate in the American dream, invest in the American economy, good things are going to happen to you. Save that money, invest that money, be a part of the American dream.
There is nothing more exciting than when I run into people that are wearing this gear, Merry Christmas, boldly. Mario's been wearing this every day, wherever he's going, the VT gear here, the future looks bright. And when you open it up here, it says future looks bright. I love seeing the future looks bright hat that Tom's got on, or you got the faith over fear gear. Record-breaking number of people are wearing the merch gear that we have with us. And there's some massive announcements that I'll be making here very, very soon to you guys, what our plans are going into 2026 with this of VT merch. We want tens of millions of people to represent this gear. My suggestion to you, wear these things boldly. If you support our brand, you like what we do, you don't want us to take money from Qatar or some of these other organizations that are coming and offering money to own podcasts and shows, I highly recommend you support brands that are able to give their opinions and thoughts freely. And if you believe the future looks bright like we do, I am certain the future looks bright. Let me give you guys a crazy story. In 1997, Apple did $816 million of losses. Their top line revenue in 1997, they lost $816 million in 1997. Today, Apple makes $1.1 billion per day.
Wow.
They lost $1 billion in a year in 97. Today, they make $1.1 billion a day. They believe the future looks bright. Now they're a $4 trillion organization. For us, for some of you guys that may be celebrating Christmas, and honestly, maybe things weren't going right for you. Maybe I've had the Christmas when I'm sitting, I'm like, is anything going to turn around for me? Is life going to change at all? Like, is this how it's going to be? What am I going to get my break? You know that feeling how like you feel like, man, like you're carrying a lot, like the feeling of you go to Christmas and everybody's giving gifts. And it's like that one movie, 4 Christmases, where Dallas, Denver, all the brothers come in, and Vince Vaughn is the big brother that's making all this money now. And he brings the recent Xbox and he brings all this stuff. And he says, did you not see the minimum of $10? And the other guy a flashlight? I don't know if you guys remember that scene. Sometimes that may be the Christmas. Things are not going right for you. Yesterday, Vinny was sharing a story with me, which is an incredible, incredible story that I want to share with you guys, which is what we believe in. Have you ever heard of a guy named Jack Strauss? You ever heard of Jack Strauss? Can you do me a favor, Humberto? Type in Jack Strauss, then put poker. Jack Strauss, Strauss, and type in poker. Craziest story of Jack Strauss. One day, Jack Strauss in 1982, this man that Humberto is about to pull up his picture because Humberto is so fast and quick and phenomenal. This guy's playing poker. This guy's playing poker in 1982. He's in a World Series poker tournament, okay? Right there. That man right there. Zoom in a little bit. He's in the 1982 World Series poker. You know the big tournament that people win $10 million? In 1982, that guy right there is getting off the table because he called all in and he has no chips left. He's thinking. He gets up to leave. And then all of a sudden they say, no, Jack, you have one last $500 chip left. He says, you're kidding me. They said, no. All right. I mean, you only got one chip left, $500, which is what? Nothing. He takes the $500 chip and he keeps doubling it and doubling it and doubling it and doubling it. You know what ends up happening to him? He wins the flipping 82 World Series poker.
Wow.
Did you hear the story? Well, some of you are watching this. You're like, dude, I'm down to my last chip. I'm trying to figure life out. I went all into my business. I took money out of my 401k. My wife and I wanted to start a restaurant. We did this. This Christmas was rough. We stayed home. We didn't go anywhere. We got some basic gifts, $10 Amazon gift cards. Life can turn around if you think long-term. That's what we believe in. That's what happened to every single one of us because we believe the future looks bright. So if you believe the future looks bright and you support our brand, go to vtmerch.com, place an order for yourself, whether it's the Merry Christmas gear, whether it's the future looks bright, faith over fear, or the shoes, FLB. We're excited about big plans we got in 2026, and I'll tell you more about it in the first week that we do the podcast in January of 2026. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.